Hello everyone and welcome to a new Monday stream here on Access the Animus. My name is Marco and today we're going to do something different. We're going to play Assassin's Creed Unity where, like I mentioned in our one of our recent videos, we're ditching a bit the Dawn of Ragnarok DLC and Valhalla as well. So today we are actually playing Assassin's Creed Unity from the start, so we are breaking some hearts from the start. So while we are seeing the initial cutscene, well, not counting the modern day one, I'm gonna check if we are live, if everything is working. Since it is.
Yes, Father.
Okay, so pin chat, okay. Okay, everything seems to be fine. Yes, okay. So we are starting with the first cutscene with Tiny Arno, and the reason why we are playing Unity today is that recently, 2 days ago, actually yesterday, we posted a question on our community tab here on the channel. Hello Oscar, welcome to the stream. And we asked you also on our social media, what is the crossover that you would like to see the most in the future within Assassin's Creed? And one of the most featured games in your suggestions was Unity, along with Rogue and Assassin's Creed 3. So here we are playing a bit of Unity while we can chill in our classic Monday stream. I am waiting until the bugs are fixed before I play this game. I find it very enjoyable. Yes, Unity has a long story, a very long story, honestly. In the beginning, the game was released in a playable state, yes, but it had a lot of game-breaking bugs, to be honest. So it's understandable that a lot of fans, you including, had to wait until the bugs were fixed. I remember like Unity and Rogue were released on the same day, and because there were pretty much like some hints here and there that it was pretty clear that the events of Rogue took place before those of Unity, or a chunk of them. So I played Rogue first, and that's why I was able to play Unity when it was patched and over patched. So I didn't find a lot of issues with Unity back then, but still, I mean, it did have a lot of bugs at the start. Hello Aaron, hello Azai, welcome to the stream. Arno and Connor are one of my favorite characters, some of my favorite characters of this franchise. That was about to say that's unusual, but it's not. Like, there's a lot of fans of Unity and AC3 that have especially emerged recently in the last few years as well. It seems like Unity is a game that has aged pretty well, and especially by playing Unity, you can see some of the elements that are not there in AC anymore, like huge crowds, a lot of more attention on parkour, the feeling of being an assassin, of course. So yeah, I can understand why there's a lot of fans for Unity and for Assassin's Creed 3 as well, for sure. Assassin's Creed 3, it has a lot of things for the fans, for sure, in terms of modern day, in terms of first civilization content. And Connor is sometimes can be a very difficult to understand character, but when you can see the side of his more contained character, more like innermost sides of his character, he's an amazing character himself as well. He's not brash like Edward or even Arno at the start of the game, but he has other sides to his character that are
He has
amazing.
important business with the king.
Arno, Unity is so good. The multiplayer was so good. Too bad it wasn't kept for future games. Oscro. Are you talking about the competitive multiplayer or the co-op multiplayer from Unity? I love the competitive multiplayer from Brotherhood until AC4. Pretty sad that it's not there anymore. Even though back then a lot of fans complained that it was always very similar to itself. And in the meantime, we are getting to a very heartbreaking scene here with literal Arno finding the body of his, the dead body of his father, and his watch not. Like he had to wait until the. Is it working? Oh yeah, okay. He had to wait until the watch signaled a specific time, and then his father was meant to get there, but he is actually assassinated by Shay. So we have this beautiful scene, and the watch will become like a symbol for Arno through his entire life. Hello Skatha, welcome to the stream. Hello Atef, so nice to see you guys again. I really like the parkour in Unity, but I wasn't a big fan of Arno. It's understandable. Sary is saying she agrees. I remember back then I considered him too much of a crybaby at times. Sary called him a pisspot, but I believe that also, like, Arno also has to be understood to a degree. There are traits to his characters, like he has to see two of his fathers die, so I cannot fathom how difficult that can be. So it's understandable how he can sometimes drain his pain in alcohol or something like that and not move on. This game still has the best parkour system to date. Ubisoft really shot to the moon with this game in terms of innovation. Yes, but back then it was like next generation AC. That's also a joke on Alex Amancio saying next generation Arno all the time. But yeah, this was the Assassin's Creed for the next generation consoles, for PS4 and Xbox One, and it pretty much enhanced all the main pillars, original pillars for Assassin's Creed. So the parkour was incredible, not only in terms of movement but also in terms of visuals. Like, you can do so much stuff with the parkour, and we are not that able to do that, but it's so fun to play with. Look at that, look at how many people are in here. This is freaking amazing. And the assassination, the feeling of being an assassin here is absolutely there, pretty much since you joined the Assassins. Combat was also very much improved. Well, very much improved, I'm not sure, because back then they were trying to change the idea of just countering an attack by the enemies and then strike your enemy, but you can still do that here. So I would say that they did try to improve the combat, and it was improved, but not as much as it was with Origins. Hello Hernan, welcome to the stream. Jatin, welcome to the stream as well. So nice to see you. Valkyrie Arena was what we asked to replay the boss battles. Yeah, I mean, some boss battles in Dawn of Ragnarok can be replayed in a way. Which version are you playing? I played the Xbox version at 60 FPS recently. Could never go back. We are playing on PC on an RTX 3060. wouldn't be able to, and on a Ryzen 7 processor.
Just a little misunderstanding, nothing to...
And I think we have, I'm not sure if we're on ultra high here, probably not. We're close to that though. Color palette looks great as well. In the beginning I thought it was too bluish, but I mean after playing a lot of yellowish games in AC, I'm happy to see a more bluish kind of game. It's a game that is more focused on, you know, a big city where you can explore the buildings and the inside of the buildings, the inner side of the buildings. And we are seeing here Arno looking at Elise's painting. God, Versailles is beautiful. Shame you can't explore the palace in free roam. Yes, you cannot. If you're able to use tools that allow you to hijack the camera and go in the palace during the day, you can see the palace during the day, and it's amazing. I love the British accent. I do not. I mean, I like the British accent in general. I do not hear in Unity. That was one of the main gripes of most fans back then. I still do not, honestly. The weight of parkour, the feel in this game is just yum. I agree. Like, you do feel the weight in here without making it feel heavy. Alright, we need to to reload the second memory because we were on this will restart the memory. I think we need to go to progress tracker and no, go down, and we should do this. Yes. So yeah, the weight of parkour in Unity is great. It's amazing, honestly. You don't feel that in the other games, other than maybe Syndicate, because after that the parkour was streamlined. Let's call it like that. You feel, you kind of feel freer to go where you to go where you want, but at the same time, the characters do feel a bit lighter when they do parkour, other than Eivor. Eivor feels so heavy with no reason. I mean, other than she's like this bulky warrior and everything, but not the best. It was so much fun to see 200, 400k damage done in the arena. Oh, I never got to that. I didn't even try, honestly. That's not my expertise in Assassin's Creed, but I'm happy that you enjoy that side of the gameplay of Assassin's Creed and of the recent Assassin's Creed games. By the way, yeah, I love this. When you are doing this chase, if I recall correctly, Arno encounters Germain for the first time without knowing him, because at some point you're trying to follow the carriage and you mistake that carriage for another one, and in that other one there is indeed Francois Thomas Germain, who is the leader, well, the leader of the Templars towards the mid and final part of the game. Will GD Breedy, welcome to the stream. Will Arno ever make a comeback? What's your opinion? If you're talking about games, I don't see that coming. Here I think that's our Francois Thomas Germain. Wrong carriage. Or was it? Of course, that's a hint for fans that play the game at least twice. So I don't see Arno making a comeback. because for some reason Ubisoft believes that Arno is not a character that fans want to play as. In most of the art featuring all the assassins, he's always on the sidelines. In most of the games that are featuring all the assassins, such as Rebellion, for example, Arno is not a character in there, while we have the likes of, I don't know, we have Mirini, like Cassandra's mother is a main character, a playable character in Rebellion, but we don't have Arno. Like Arno and Connor have this, like, apparently they are not in Ubisoft's mind when they want to promote some legacy stuff concerning Assassin's Creed. Like, of course, they go to Ezio and Altair and Edward, but when they have to go to other characters, Arno and Connor are still like very down the line and very down the list, so it's not the best. And so I don't see Arno coming back unless it is for a crossover. If it's for a crossover, but they would have to do, I don't know, they would have to do that in another media. I don't see them doing a crossover in Unity, of course. Scata, Markuz, do you think... Oh, I missed the question. Do you think that Rift will be a bug fest like Valhalla, considering there was supposed to be a DLC for Valhalla? Good job, Sary, by the way. I would expect that if they're trying to market that as a main game, they will try to do some new features. And when they do try to do new features, some bugs can arise. But it really depends on when they are releasing this. Like if this actually exists, if this actually releases this year, then there might be some bugs. If it releases later, again, it depends on the development cycle. It depends on if they are very much like all oriented towards that goal, or if they change the project as they're doing it, which has happened with a lot of ACs in the past. So we'll see, I guess. Hello, George. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Phoenix. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Arno Dorian is a good character. You're playing Unity, best AC game, in my opinion. A lot of you are saying this. I mean, in terms of assassin feeling, it's the one that conveys it the most of the... I'm gonna say of the most recent ones. Along with the missions, the Evie Fry missions in Syndicate. But like the idea of like these super detailed environments, the fact that you can customize your assassin equipment, the fact that you have a lot of tools at your disposal to distract the guards and stuff, it's something that we haven't had. Valhalla did try to implement some of that, but it wasn't, of course, as Unity. It was very much an RPG game. Stock for the summer. Thank you so much for the donation. That was so kind. Thank you. I think I saw some of your question. Oh. What's Access the Animus' name? Who is this streamer? Well, my name is Marco, and I'm one of the admins here at Access the Animus. We are a project, a channel, and also we have social media as well. We're very much dedicated to Assassin's Creed, all the aspects of Assassin's Creed. I personally focus on the lore, on the story, but we have other members of the team who focus on the collectibles, on the gameplay side as well. So we're trying to deal with Assassin's Creed on a very broad range. So thank you so much for the donation. That was very kind of you. Francesco Conte. Yeah, we're playing Unity today, so a lot of heartfelt reactions in the chat for sure. Hello Crafting Ranger, welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. I like Belek in this game a lot. Belek was, I was about to say divisive, but it's not true. A lot of fans liked Belek, both for his funny traits or because he looks always super serious, so it's nice to toy with his character, and also because like he has some very radical dedication to the assassin cause that you see towards the end of his missions, which is pretty cool. Oh, so you stuck for the summer, so you do know us in our videos. Thank you so much.
What the devil was that about?
Speaking of videos, we have 3 videos coming up. One is the one about the community reactions. Hopefully we'll release on Thursday. It will be about the crossovers. We still are collecting comments. So if you, when the stream is over, wow, Sary was very keen on using the smoke bombs.
I don't remember how to use them.
It's so difficult and so complicated to go back to Unity after playing Origins, Odyssey and Valhalla for 3 to 4 years. So as I was saying, on the community tab here on the channel, we have asked the question about what is your favorite crossover, what is the crossover that you would like to see in the future, and if you like, we are going to discuss your comments. So if you'd like your comment to be featured in our next videos, you can use the hashtag ATA Labs in the comment of our community tab post, and we're going to discuss this on Thursday. Then another video that we are going to have is the continuation of our Dawn of Ragnarok analysis. I'm again aiming to have that ready for Friday. I'm not sure if I can make it to this time. And then we have another video. I'm not gonna talk too much about what it is about, but it is about something difficult to understand in Dawn of Ragnarok. So it's something fun. So hope you guys are going to enjoy it. I have a theory that all the protagonists of the series are Desmond's ancestors. What is your theory? Like, is this like the bulk of your theory? Because I remember at some point the devs actually stating something like, hey, we don't want to make everyone as Desmond's ancestor because that would kind of like contain and restrain the writer's ability to write a compelling story. Though I would disagree looking at some of the stories that have been released for Assassin's Creed recently. But yeah, I don't think that all of the ancestors are of Desmond's, are Desmond's ancestors. What's your theory on the new post by the Italian Assassin's Creed Twitter? I think I can mention that I do know what it is about, but I can't say what it is. It's not story related. If you look at the tweet by the Assassin's Creed Italian Twitter account, it has a hashtag that is called AC4Art. So it's about art, and they will soon announce what it is. And you might have seen that there is a design. There is an artwork that is being revealed. So soon, I guess we'll see what it is. I'm missing some of the comments. 6 keys, welcome to the stream. Not your fault, Unity's smoke bomb deployment has always been a bit delayed. Especially if you don't know what's the button for it. Sary is laughing. I have an easy question about Odyssey. Explain 12xxx. Do we know where Atlantis or the underworld was located in the real world? I thought about Central Africa because of Plato. Actually, we do know where Atlantis is. Atlantis is under the island whose name I'm missing now. Oh man. Oh, let me look it up. It's under the island of Thera. Actually, when you're playing Odyssey as Cassandra, when you get to the island of Thera, or Thera, I think it's Thera, when you are exploring, well, you get to an underground cave, and you get to the gates of Atlantis. You need to
get inside.
Yeah. And you get to the area that is called the gates of Atlantis. And if you look through the gates of Atlantis, you can actually see some buildings of Atlantis in the background underwater. So Atlantis itself was located where now we can find the island of Thera, while the underworld and the underworld locations are actually we don't know where they are. Presumably they are close to Atlantis, so close to Greece, but it's not super sure. I don't think they actually released, well, they actually informed as to where they are located, much as they didn't do that for Svartalfheim. Arno and Connor, hunting Shay will be the most awesome crossover. I do agree. We will absolutely comment on that on our next community reactions video. I can't wait to comment on that, honestly. Arno, Connor, and Shay do or might be able to share a similar time frame, where Shay is very old and Arno and Connor are in their 20 to 30s, I would say, if I'm not mistaken. So we could have a crossover of that kind. Probably not in a game form, unless they actually do something dedicated for that, which I don't expect that to happen anytime soon. Maybe for the Infinity platform, who knows. Isn't everyone up until Rogue the ancestors of Desmond, since they came from the sample 12, sample 17? Actually, yes. Up until Rogue, not sure about Shay. Up until before Rogue, so up until AC4, they are all ancestors of Desmond, and after that they actually went some other way so that they can tell other stories without being connected to Desmond. I'm not even sure if Evelyn is Desmond's ancestor. Possibly yes, but I don't recall. We know nothing about the underworld. XXX Plane 12. As far as I remember, I don't think there are any hints as to where it is located. Think of this: Bayek, ancestor of Altair and Eivor, and ancestor of Edward. Bayek doesn't have any descendants that we know of, at least. But yes, I mean, the DNA that we have used in Origins, it came directly from his body, from his mummy, actually. So yeah, we don't know if Bayek himself had some ancestors. In the meantime, we're actually seeing the scene in Versailles where there are all the fireworks in the sky. It's the picture that we always use for the New Year's day on Access the Animals, we sometimes use the fireworks from this scene. Arno Dorian would be hunting an elderly Shay Patrick Cormac. A lot of people have been asking for this. I can't see that happening in a comic. I would like to see that in the games, but I don't see any reason to see that. Like I don't like Ubisoft. As far as I know, as far as I've seen, doesn't believe that Connor and Arno are marketable characters at this point. So I don't think that that is going to happen in the games. The last three characters aren't related to Desmond, mainly because if they were, Hernan. Well, thank you for the donation. That was so kind of you. Love your story and lore analysis video. Do you think Dawn of Ragnarok will have a part 2, maybe in Muspelheim, maybe another place? I don't think so. Thanks for the question, Herman. I don't think so because now Ubisoft's attention, according to the rumors, seems to be oriented towards something else. It seems oriented towards what was planned to be a DLC and now is actually potentially a main game. So unless this new game is going to be released, I don't know, in 1 year or 2 years from now, which I don't feel to be the case, I don't think there's going to be a part 2 in the game. There might be a there might be a follow-up in some transmedia. I don't know, because like the ending of Dawn of Ragnarok is abrupt and also pretty open, especially the post-credit scene. It seems to be leading to something else happening with Sary was surprised and was taken. Does this happen? I didn't recall this happening.
Apparently.
So there is a cutscene that tells you, hey, you're bad.
Failed.
You failed. That's much better than a UI element telling you that you failed. And I think we are being visited by Dasha. Dada, come. Wanna say hi? No? No, I don't think. Oh, she's here. Wanna say hi? Yeah, there she is. That's our shaved doggo. She doesn't want to be left alone while we're streaming. We're so bad. Evelyn's wasn't Desmond's ancestor. She was an ancestor of Subject 1. Yeah, that's correct. Desmond was actually Subject 17. And Subject 16 was Clay Kasmerek. Actually, we've been talking on Twitter with another member of the Mentors Guild called Faye. And we mentioned that at some point we might be streaming the Clay Kasmerek DLC from Revelations. If you get caught, it happens every time. I didn't know about that. I mean, I didn't remember because I'm sure I was caught when playing this back then. Ikrai, welcome to the stream. Dog always good. Yeah, and she is here. And she doesn't want to go away, so we're probably going to have to do the stream while I caress her all the time. And she won't stop it. Look at her. Alright, so I can't recall, does this game have unarmed takedowns? I think it had them. Could you? Well, maybe you could unequip weapons and then you could, or circle could allow you to do the takedowns, or was it AC4? I don't remember, honestly. Hernan, yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the ending of Dawn of Ragnarok overall. We are going to have a video dedicated to that. I'm going to try and still have an analysis of that, about the good parts of that ending as well, and the ties to the AC lore, at least the few ties that we can have about the AC lore. Assassin's Creed 3 especially. But yeah, it is very open, and it is very it feels like a lot of content has been cut from the game. So yeah. Stuck for the summer, you're right. Okay. Yeah, they used Nada. Can you okay, so yeah, they used the sample 16 project to sift through his memories to adjust his ancestor memories for their propaganda games. Yes, that's pretty much what happened with since AC4 and on. So since Assassin's Creed 4, they used Desmond's DNA in order to create all the, like Abstergo used all the, like his DNA to create all the fake propaganda projects, like movies about the pirates and a lot of stuff that can be found in the AC4 and also AC Unity files and also AC Rogue. AC Rogue still took place in Abstergo Entertainment, so you can find stuff about that as well. Press E to knock him. A lot of, yeah. You can press E on PC for the takedown, but please do not have a takedown on Elise. That might not be. Elden Ring has better stealth than Valhalla. Well, I don't know about the stealth in Elden Ring, so I wouldn't be able to comment. But the stealth, as it was presented in Dawn of Ragnarok, is not that bad, actually. I would say that it is pretty good, honestly. Now that you can actually hide yourself between your enemies, I would actually argue that that social stealth is pretty good, and I would hope that the same system can be taken to the next game, whatever that is.
Are you wearing one of my father's suits?
Are you wearing a dress?
I have more hours in Unity than Valhalla. Somehow 250 on Unity. Well, that's understandable, because you can go back to play Unity even just to have fun for the parkour. The game is very, the world is very enjoyable. Honestly, Paris along with Egypt, they are my most favorite game worlds in AC. So I can understand going back to Unity a lot, even just to have fun. I would die if you could do a takedown on Elise. Well, AC2 allowed for a lot of stuff that you could do, like using brooms on guards and like weird stuff like that. I'm not sure if Unity allows to do that. That would be amazing though. Only remotely interesting thing Dawn of Ragnarok has is the tower. Yes-ish. I would say that the most interesting thing is the tower, and the reason why that is very interesting for fans is because that is tied to Assassin's Creed 3. It's one of the 4 towers of the first method of salvation that is also mentioned in Valhalla in the Jotunheim arc. So what sort of was planning to do with it, and what the tower is probably the most interesting part of Dawn of Ragnarok, but it still feels like a lot of stuff was cut, even as it is. Is AC an isekai? I don't even know what that is. What is that? Oh, okay. Maybe I don't want to delve into that. Sary is... Look at this scene. Like, all of this is based on stealth. Imagine having a stealth mission at the start of an AC game. There is a document in A3 that describes the stages of Ragnarok. Also mentioned about 2 people in Midgard to rebuild the world. Yes, we're going to discuss that in the final episode of our analysis. As of now, I'm thinking of having 4 episodes in total. Next one is the 3rd, which will go up until Baldur's death, which happens off screen. I'm gonna try and not rant as much as I did in the other 2 videos, but that's one of the things that I hated the most about the DLC. So, and the 4th one will be about the ending, about the tower, about Surtur's plan, about the Salakar, and all of that. So, and also about these. There's a few documents that are sometimes difficult to find, and they actually have more interesting lore than the ending, which is super weird. There's a document about Juno's plans. Super weird that all of that was actually out of the main story, but it also is an indicator showing that a lot of stuff was cut, and they maybe just put that in the documents because it was the easiest way to still have that story in the game. Thank you, Eval. Thank you for joining us.
Too much of the king's champagne.
Jacob Harrison, wasn't Shay file part of a virus that was sent by the assassins? Shay actually was part. No, if I recall correctly, Shay's memories were actually sent by Otzoberg to the assassins, especially towards the end of Rogue, and basically what Berg's point in there was that it wanted to show that even assassins can turn to the Templar side, as Shay did. I recall there was a virus in there, but the memories were actually researched from the Helix database. So I'm pretty sure that Shay was not an ancestor of Desmond. We'd have to look it up. But by that time, and we are in the Bastille in the meantime. By that time, Abstergo had already created a database of different memories from different sources, so not only from Desmond. Rant is welcome. It's your thoughts, so no hiding. Thank you, E. Craig. I appreciate that. I hope they really do something good with Reda. That would be perfectly honest. That would be perfect, honestly. I hope they continue that story. I hope they do not make him like a Deus Ex Machina or something, like the most powerful Isu, because it would feel very weird and ironic to have the microtransaction guy being the most powerful creature in the AC universe. I would prefer to have Elijah Miles, Desmond's son, appear in the games with the Koinor, which is where we left him in the comics. He is now the most powerful creature in AC, I would say. But he's been missing since 2016 or something. Edward Hatham Connor, yes, that's the correct timeline, bloodline. Fun fact, Connor's daughter has the same eagle telepathy as Bayek, Cassandra, and Eivor. Yes, Yoni Yode, I think that's the pronunciation of her name. In the comics, it is shown that she is able to communicate with an eagle and also to perceive some wolves, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that is, I think back then they did that to somehow justify Bayek's ability to see through Senu's eyes, because this ability has never been properly explained. It was promised to be explained in Origins. The devs promised to explain it in the devs promised to explain that in Odyssey, and they did not in Valhalla. Sary is trying to show us these things, but we cannot see them until we play the cutscene. And these things, these glyphs, these are the glyphs from Assassin's Creed 1 and the glyphs of Assassin's Creed 2. These were another element that was cut from Unity and didn't lead to anything, sadly. But we still have to see this cutscene before, and then we're gonna see and highlight with Eagle Vision. Basically, this is to show that Arno can see things with his Eagle Vision. And this is also where we meet Belek. At the very beginning, the file containing shows memories is what corrupted the anima system. Yeah, there was a virus in at the start of the game. So one of the tasks of the numbskull in Rogue was to also purge this virus, or like be able to remove it. I don't recall if it was added by the assassins. Maybe it was. It is a shame that the audio log in Valhalla about the interrogation of Osobeg is corrupted. How convenient. Yeah, how convenient. I agree. I think, of course, that was intentional. Maybe they wanted to do that and then they cut it. But yes, honestly, they made a mess with the Osobeg character because he was pretty much paralyzed by Layla at the end of the Fate of Atlantis DLC of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Then there was just this audio log that you cannot listen to. It seems like it was captured by the assassins. He was interrogated by the assassins. We don't know what they asked him. And then in the Brotherhood of Venice game, it seems like he's fine and all. He's again working with the Templars. He's still the Black Cross. It's like nothing happened, but at the same time, the modern day of the Brotherhood of Venice game says that he was cured somehow by the powers of the Staff of Eden, which was never close to him, unless it was cured by the assassins, which I don't see them doing that. And now we're seeing Arno seeing the glyphs, which also Belek is seeing, so Belek is also using Eagle Vision. And these are glyphs that date back to Assassin's Creed 1. You can see them at the end of the game in the modern day. And you can also see them in Assassin's Creed 2 when you are unlocking the glyph puzzles. They were left by Subject 16 in the Animus simulation for Ezio. When the cutscene is over, I think we can use Eagle Vision for the glyphs. I'm not sure.
I'm sure your little cult is a delightful bunch,
I remember not being able to do that. We'll see.
thing I care about is finding Elise.
How are you planning on doing that for me?
They should reveal that Red Up was some kind of Trojan implanted by Abstergo into the Animus code. Ha! I mean, I would also not be happy about them explaining everything with a it was an Animus glitch thing. But yes.
You're never happy.
Yeah, I'm never happy. Let's put it like front and foremost. First and foremost, I'm never happy about AC. That's not true. Like most of the stuff that I highlighted about, like in the analysis for Valhalla's main game, I was very happy about, especially the ending. I do believe that the main story for Valhalla is very good. You remove the fillers, you can avoid the fillers. The main story involving Eivor, Sigurd, Odin, and Layla is very good. I think that now we can use Eagle Vision and see the glyphs. There we go. I don't recall almost the names of, like, that was the Lawrence Attractor, I think, the one on the left, and the other ones I don't remember the names of. And these, that's the Phrygian cap on the top right, which is a reference to the French Revolution. And then we have, can we? No, you have to kill the guards first, I guess. There are a lot of equations in there, and the equations there, let's kill them. Wow, that was very bloody. The equations there, I think they are there to showcase the equations of time and the equations that the Isu can use. I think, if I recall correctly, there's a lot of equations being shown in Juno's discussions, in Juno's lines, during Assassin's Creed 3 as well. Unity was the only Assassin's Creed game I had more fun playing with my friend. That's understandable. It had a very nice co-op. Like, if you're playing consistently with a friend, the co-op missions, you can find a coordination in the attacks that can be super satisfying. And even just free roam is amazing. You can heal yourself, I think. Careful, because you cannot see your life, I think. It's up here. Okay, you cure yourself, I think. Oh, that was good. Hey man, I really love your videos. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Fauzi? Sorry about the pronunciation of your name. You're so kind. I'm really trying my best to put myself in those videos, and also to put as many information for you as well, in order to share the cool stuff and the bad stuff about AC as well. Can you recreate an outfit that I love when you unlock Paris? Depending if we have the items, yes, or the money, because this is not my main save. I played on PS4, so here on PC I had to. Wow. You might. Are you playing until the end? You're almost about to die. You might want to eat. Come on.
Go.
And that's it. Poor Arno. He never left the Bastille. I just finished the main story of Valhalla and loved it. Chris. Up there with Black Flag for me. I do think some of the reveals were out of order and should have been done a different way. Which ones? I'd like to know what you mean. Which kind of reveals you would have liked to see differently, and how? Because some of the reveals I really liked, like Basim, for example, at the end. If you play the various story elements in the proper order, you get the full meaning of the ending when Basim gets the stuff and holds it with Alethea inside of it. Jacob, I'm curious about the future of the modern day storyline with Basim involved. I am as well. And considering that the rumors are about a new Basim game, I hope we can see Basim's story continued there. Even though, I mean, that's a strategy.
That was planned.
That's a strategy. It worked. Like I was saying, I would expect some continuation of Basim's storyline in the modern day, even though if Basim is looking at his own memories, he already knows everything. So I would probably expect more in Animus Basim commenting on his own memories, which would be cool. Like when Layla commented while she was playing as Cassandra, or when Desmond commented while he was playing as while he was playing as as Ezio or Altair. Would be cool if when you're playing as Basim in the past, Basim in the modern day comments. That's a way to have modern day without necessarily having a storyline in modern day, which I still hope is going to be the case. But if it's a DLC turned into a game, I wouldn't hold my breath for modern day being inside of that game. We'll see. I want to have more Cassandra missions in future AC games. You're talking about the crossovers. The crossover was very good for Valhalla and Odyssey. I would like to see more crossovers in the future. And of course they established Cassandra as this everlasting character. Leap of faith. And let's go. And this is cutting to the presentation of the logo, which is amazing in my opinion. But yeah, I would like to see more crossovers too in the future, not necessarily only with Cassandra and not necessarily only in a game format. They established this new crossover branding, so we might see some of that in the future. Who knows? Belek really do be bad at lockpicking. Yeah, yes. Since Basim at this point is just Loki in a human vessel, he will undoubtedly know where a massive amount of temples and pieces of Eden are. True. And that's why I believe that they will not continue with Basim as a main character. Maybe they will continue with Basim as a main character in the modern day for this upcoming game, and then they will not, because playing as Loki in the modern day, there's a disconnection between you as a player who don't know a lot of stuff, especially about the Isu and the modern day and the first civilization temples, and Loki who knows everything. So I don't see them doing a full game with Basim in the modern day as a protagonist. We'll see. I hope to be proven wrong, but we'll see. Oh, the pronunciation was correct. Okay, good. Maglan or Maglen? Meglen. What did you think of Eivor being in Francia, wanting to protect Ravensthorpe while an active war is ongoing in the Anglo Kingdoms? I don't think a lot of good stuff. Absolutely did not think of. I think that was a very bad justification for Eivor to go to Francia. They had to come up with a justification because they wanted to portray the Siege of Paris as a historical event, but the justification for that is very, very, very low. It's very basic, and honestly, it's pretty inconsistent with the game and the history. Because at that time, you are right, Meglen or Maeglin. At that time, the Saxon were taking over England from the Vikings. So Eivor had all the reasons to stay in Ravensthorpe and protect her village there and not go to France or whatever to fight a war that wasn't even hers. So have you ever been to Greece? Yes, when I was, I don't know, 10, 15, like when I was much younger than that. I went to Heraklion, and well, I wasn't able to go to Athens. My parents took me there just to go to the sea and see a few museums on the way, but I wasn't able to go to Athens. I went to Cyprus though, so that's another location, That's another AC location that I can tick off the list. And what else? What's popping? Hello, the Venture guy. I literally just finished Dawn of Ragnarok like a second ago. Thank you for coming here after finishing the DLC. We have prepared already 2 episodes of our analysis, the Venture guy. So if you'd like to have a look at our opinion and also some explanations about the story, you can find them on the channel. And soon this week and also next week probably we're going to have 2 more episodes, and we'll get to explain the ending as well. The ending was pretty bad. Yes, I agree. And we are doing the rebirth memory. And now you should play. Like,
Yeah, but I wasn't here.
you weren't here? That's because it was my it was you should restart the other one. I think you can just go back to that. Just continue with the story. You cannot replay a memory up until you have finished it. So basically, to tell the story, basically Arno finds the assassins through a road that can be found in the Sainte-Chapelle, and then he pretty much, in order to be initiated within the assassins, he has to drink a hallucinogenic potion, let's call it, drink. And this is where he sees some hallucinations about when he was young, and then he is going through his memories. This is a very nice visual representation of he accepting his past, and he is sort of like reborn as an assassin, but not quite yet. And he actually does not accept his past. He actually continues with his grudge about his past. He will be reborn as an assassin much later on with the Dead King DLC. Stuck for the summer. My name is Marco. Yes, streamer. yeah, that is my name. My name is Marco. I'm Italian. If the accent didn't reveal that beforehand. The whole Yatin is saying the whole Netflix series thing has been really quiet. Wonder what's going on with that. I would say there can always be a lot of issues and difficulties with this kind of projects, because it's not only Ubisoft involved, and sometimes with this kind of projects Ubisoft is not always the first party. For example, with the Assassin's Creed movie, Ubisoft had to deal with New Regency, which was the company that pretty much produced the movie, and had to come to terms with a lot of inputs by New Regency. So I would imagine that's the same here for the Netflix series, and I would also imagine that's the same thing for the animated series, which hasn't been cancelled yet, but was announced something like 3 years ago or something. So yeah. Do you remember Patrice Desilets' original ending plan with Desmond and Lucy becoming Adam and Eve? Yes, it was mentioned. Thank you, Thies, for asking. It was mentioned in our we mentioned that in our previous stream or 2 streams ago, and it was mentioned by, I think, Nolan North in an interview with pretty much everyone dying on Earth, which became something like an uninhabitable planet, and so Desmond and Lucy had to take a spaceship to another place, another location, another planet, and that's where they would have become the new Adam and Eve. That's an idea or a potential ending for AC3 that Nolan North mentioned, but I don't think it ever went beyond the idea, the concept phase, because and I think it was like a very early concept phase, because maybe like AC1 was about the past and introducing to the franchise. AC2 was about mastering the abilities of the past assassins, and AC3, I remember rumors mentioning that it was meant also, like one of the concepts was to have it only in the modern day, with Desmond using all the abilities that he mastered to I don't know, take down Abstergo or whatever. And so maybe that spaceship ending was meant for that kind of ending, but that never came to pass because Ezio was too successful and everything changed. Female Eivor is canon, yes. Which is considered canon for Valhalla, male or female. It should be female Eivor, because, well, first because when you're playing as male Eivor, that is explained as pretty much Odin's face being projected on Eivor's face. And also you can find a few at least one document, if not more, in the game talking about an Eivor Varin's Dottir, which means Eivor, daughter of Varin. And I think that you can find that document also as you're playing as male Eivor, so pretty much it is confirmed. And it's also confirmed in the transmedia that female Eivor is the canon character. But in the meantime, we're having an initiation, and it's one of the best scenes in Unity. A proper initiation to the Brotherhood with the tenets. It is only missing the maxim at the end. It says rise assassin, and I think they don't say nothing is true, everything is permitted, because for a long time, I think even now, I don't think they can use the sentence nothing is true, everything is permitted anymore in AC. I would like to see Noah Watts and Dan Janot and Steven Piovesan in the Netflix series. Yes, I would like to see. Those are the voice actors for Arno, for Connor, Arno, and Shay. I would like to see a lot of the voice actors coming back, even just as cameos in the Netflix series. I don't know how expensive that would be, but as a fan, I would love to see that, surely. And I would absolutely... Hello Bishop, the most beloved character of the modern day, of all time. Yeah, I was saying, I would expect at least to have Roger Craig Smith appear in the Netflix series voicing Ezio somehow. Would be so bad to not have that. And now we are going to see the Phoenix Project video. I love this. Back then, well, I was writing articles and not creating videos. I would have created a full video only on this specific tiny video. This is... Sary is nodding. She knows I would have done that. This is a pretty cool video. Like, this shows how Abstergo was trying to delve into the sages to find... this explains how Abstergo found out about the triple helix DNA, which is basically the DNA of the Isu, of the precursors. And this was very much tied to the findings of the DNA by Watson and Crick. So pretty much this was an internal video that explained that Abstergo was trying to find ways to explore the triple helix DNA and reconstruct the Isu genome in order to recreate a precursor from scratch, which is what is mentioned in Syndicate, and then only happens in the comics, which was pretty bad. But yeah. Jetin, what was your first AC game, Marco? What got you hooked to the series? Thank you for the question. It's gonna be a long one. Well, the short answer is AC1, and I got very much interested in that because, well, I was playing a lot of games back then. So I tried this one because it was historical and it had such amazing graphics for the time. But also I found out that it had a modern day, or somewhat like a modern day. Oh, and then there's like this code that Sary decoded back then. What was I saying? Okay, yeah, AC1. I found out that AC1 had a modern day part to it. Actually, a future, because like the game was released in 2007 and the modern day took place in 2012. So I like that part. And also I like the idea that the actions in the past had a consequence in the modern day, and the characters in the modern day had to look in the past in order to find a way to go on with their story. I really liked this kind of stories, even in a lot of books that I was reading back then. And then I got hooked very much with AC2 rather than AC1 when I played the glyphs, and I found out how they were trying to root the franchise within history and within the various paintings, the various characters of the human history. So I really loved AC because it was so grounded in the human history, in the real human history, and also because of the sci-fi part, of course. So that's pretty much my story, why I got hooked at AC. And Bishop is still talking. I'm very surprised. I think AC Rift could be the last real AC game. What do you mean, this? Especially because of Valhalla's ending with the reader. Or are you talking about real AC because then we're going to just explore potential futures without getting into the real story? Because Infinity looks like it could be, you know, this platform where you are exploring potential futures, but those stories, like none of those might matter, and that will feel so bad. I hope that's not the case, because like if the stories do not matter towards the modern day and towards the other stories, if they're not connected, it's not relevant. It's like most of the mythological stuff in Dawn of Ragnarok. To me, it's not relevant because it's not relevant towards the story, towards the overarching story. Like if it's just for this story and it will not matter for the future, I will not care. Like most of the story of the Tyrannic in Washington DLC for AC3, I did not care about that because it didn't matter for the actual story that we were playing throughout the games. Orpha, just dropping to say, fingers crossed my comment shows up in the next video. We'll see. If you use the hashtag ATA Labs, you have a pretty good chance for it to be showed. If Infinity's modern day is like Unity's, I will be using the Hidden Blade on myself. No, please don't. Please don't. See you in the next Monday stream, Orpha. It was nice to see you even just dropping by. Yes, this... yeah, it could be the case. It could be the case because now the idea of having the two readers exploring potential situations could be used over and over again to have non-meaningful stories created just for like casual fans, and I wouldn't be super happy about that. I love the series because they make me go into parkour, and now I'm not fat anymore. Really? Oh, that's very good. Are you actually able to do parkour? Good job, Azai. I would have loved to do that, but actually didn't happen. Jatin, you started with AC2. And what was it that actually hooked you to AC? Was it the historical part? Was it Ezio and his charisma? Was it the modern day? So the sages we see before Valhalla are the reincarnations of the giants in the Jotunheim arc. No, the sages, exactly, like as Six Keys answers, all the sages that we see before Valhalla were all a reincarnation of the same Isu, that is Aita. And pretty much at the end of the Jotunheim arc, you see that Hyrkin, who is pretty much a representation of Juno, Hyrkin is going to actually tweak the Seven method to her own ways, and basically she is going to create a different type of sage, which is not just going to be reborn once, but Aita will be reborn over and over again through time, because he is pretty much installed within the human genome. So Aita is reborn every time, multiple times through time. So we see a sage in Unity, and it's an Aita sage. That is François Thomas Germain. We see Black Bart in AC4, and that's an Aita sage. We see an Aita sage in the World War I simulation in Syndicate, and that's also an Aita sage. There's a lot of Aita sages being reborn. We of course we have John Standish in the modern day of AC4. So yeah, all the sages come from Aita, pretty much. I think you should go from the outside. Are you going to the... You're just going? Oh, okay. Yeah, again, I finished Stranger Things Season 2 today. Hello, Tailgate. Welcome to the stream. Chop, you need to do, I think, Season 3? And then the fourth one is releases in May and June, I think, or May and July. I believe Ubisoft will continue to make Assassin's Creed games because the series is their very best and they make plenty of dollars from us. But I enjoy the games and continue buying them. I agree with that. Pretty much. If we still, I mean, AC is a franchise that can hook you, and at some point you can also continue playing, even if you don't like all of its content. But I would say that there's still a lot of good stuff in AC. Not all of it's AC. I wouldn't say there's a lot of good stuff in Dawn of Ragnarok, for example, but there were a lot of good elements in Valhalla's main game. So Sary renovated a cafe, and this is one of the social locations, social clubs, where if you go inside, I think maybe not now, but they might be. Yeah, they are singing French chants. This is the Marseillaise, I think it was mentioned. And from here, maybe not now, but in the future, you can start some missions. You can check your social contacts, which are, if I'm not mistaken, your friends. You can create a club as well. Back then, we could have created the ATA social club. And you can create your loadout as well. And let's see, Sary, how she is going to tune our Arno. Pimp your Arno. What else? Bro, Unity is so underrated. Hello, Ragnarok. Welcome to the stream. There can be more than one Aita at a time too. Yes, it is strange, but it makes sense at the same time, because pretty much what Juno did is adding some portions of DNA of Aita within the human genome. So basically, this portion of Aita's DNA will reappear in random situations. So it could reappear at any time, and thus it also proves that it could reappear also in multiple times in the same year, in the same place. And also, even if it hasn't been shown, it can also appear as a female and not just as a male character. That was actually mentioned in Valhalla. I think there's a world event that actually shows that there's a female Aita sage. And according to the AC lore, David Bowie was a sage too. Yes, I think that was mentioned by Darby, who wrote part of the modern day of Unity, or all the modern day of Unity, if I'm not mistaken. Jatin is saying, I am into history and really like their approach of weaving a story through the loops of the history. I have never been into combat, a combat heavy game, so the idea of hiding in plain sight, yeah, that's pretty cool. And that's what I really want to come back in Rift, if that's actually going to appear in the game. Like if it's actually going to be a new game. The idea of social stealth, the idea of hiding in plain sight, the idea of being an assassin. I think that this was a complimentary outfit.
McFarlane.
That was the McFarlane outfit that you could get by buying a specific toy, a specific statue. That's pretty cool. Imagine Black Bart, John Standish, and Germain having the three-way finger pointing Spider-Man scene. I mean, they could do that if they wanted. They could have 3 Aita sages. Actually, I'm wondering, like, now that Juno has made her course, or at least before Dawn of Ragnarok, what are the Aita sages going to do now that Juno is done for good? Are they just going to be bored because they don't have any reason to do anything? But now, the ending of Dawn of Ragnarok seems to hint at something else happening to Juno. So you cannot parry the big one. I think this one you can, but that's a civilian. You're killing civilians.
He's attacking me.
Yeah, you should go. You can roll with X if you want to avoid. Good job. My wife loved watching me playing Valhalla since we were both fans of the Vikings TV show. She got interested when some said Ragnar's name, of course. She even looked into buying a version of the Arno game. Oh, that's cool. We kind of had the same thing with here with Sary, not with AC, but in general. Sometimes we are playing games and the one that is not playing game is just sitting there watching and enjoying the game. It is pretty cool to play a game with your partner if you get the chance. And this is one of the hundreds collectibles in Unity. I still have nightmares about the cockades. You cannot sit there, I think. The color customization should be available in a new game or in Valhalla. I agree. The color customization was added only in Unity, and then it was removed in Syndicate, and then it wasn't there in any other game. And I love the color customization in Unity because I always painted Arno in the same color as the building I was infiltrating. I was adding more headcanon to the one I already had. What's my favorite AC? You guys always ask this question. I would say my answer is, for the historical part, it's AC2 because it's Italy and because it's... Oh no.
I really suck
at fighting. Well, you could just roll with X, I think.
I know.
But you don't want to. Okay. So AC2 for the historical part, and also because I'm Italian, so I'm pretty biased. As for the modern day, I would say a mix of Brotherhood and AC3. I love the modern day in those two games. She said that the deluxe edition is sold out and the regular version is just cheap cardboard. Yes, the deluxe edition for the Orla game was very fast sold. I'm still waiting for my version as well. I'm guessing Ragnarok will be on sale soon during a summer sale of some kind. I hope it for you guys. I hope it. Budgie, I would suggest you not to buy it at full price because it's not worth it. Absolutely not worth it. Unless you're like super fan of mythology, maybe I wouldn't consider it a good purchase at $40. You can buy the McFarlane tartan in Unity. It was already there, right?
Yeah.
I think this is the... I don't remember which version this is for PC, but I think that if you buy it on Ubisoft Connect, there's... I think it's called like deluxe version or like deluxe edition or something like that, and it has the McFarlane. It's not just the color; it's a different outfit. I suggest you just run away. No, you want to just kill them all. That was good. Good job. I think we massively underrated this combat system. I still believe. I mean, I believe that the combat system starting from Origins is better. This is good. Sure, you can parry, dodge, and use all the tools that you have, but it's still much simpler compared to the Origins one and the Valhalla one as well, and the Odyssey one as well. I would say that the combat has improved steadily in the games. Syndicate has color customization. They did it as color theme. Oh, maybe they did. Oh yeah, they did. They did. Yes, they did. Yeah, they did have color themes in Syndicate. Did they?
Yeah, I had
Yeah, they did. I remember using purple on. Oh my god! I'm having memories. I remember using Scarlet Red on Arno when doing the murder mysteries and pretending I was the Scarlet Detective or something like that. Some very silly thing like that. And then I was the Purple Detective when I played as Evie while doing the murder mysteries. Anyone remember the AC Victory leak? Hello, Precise Camber. Welcome to the stream. Was a middle-aged protagonist ever in the plans, or were that false rumors? Actually, if I recall correctly, the character that was shown in the Victory leak was the character that we see at the start of Syndicate. It's like the assassin tutor of Evie and Jacob, who is called... I don't remember. He's the native from Crawley. And if you look at his outfit in the game, is the same outfit that is shown in the Victory leak. And pretty much I think that either that was an outfit that they were planning to use for Jacob, or I don't think they wanted to use that character as main character in Victory, whatever it was going to be. But I'm actually sad that they removed that outfit and that they just used it on that character that you see at the start of the game, and then he was just gone. Oh, thank you, Six Keys, for joining us. It was nice to see you again. Enjoy your evening. We'll see you soon. Jatin is saying that you can buy a level 3 sword. And I think you can you have enough money. He or she is saying. They are saying. Try to avoid the guards. If you're going against the guards, it's going to be very difficult for you. Especially with the big ones. I'm enthralled by Sary's attempts. Wow, these contextual kills when the guards are close to the walls are amazing. I love these kind of kills. Careful. You can buy a pistol as well and kill the enemies. But no, Sary wants to do it this way. And it's this way or none at all. Sary is always stubborn, so don't try and make her change her mind.
Where do I buy it?
You should look in the map and see if there is where there where the F is. It's a shop, and you should potentially find some weapons. I don't remember anything about Unity. Oh no, where do you get the weapons? I don't remember anything. Do you upgrade? Oh, maybe you can upgrade in the skills. You could upgrade
here
the skill in the menu. No, not here in the menu. George Westhouse, yes. Oh, hello, Mr. Spawn. Welcome to the stream. Good old Westhouse. There's a mod for the AC Victory outfit. Yes, I had seen some videos about that. There's a mod for any kind of outfit, honestly. Even in the recent games, I think I've seen some pictures of Basim wearing the Isu outfit from the Animus Anomalies cutscene. So you can mod gear loadout for weapons. Okay, then maybe we can do that later. Thank you, Rexanor. Altair Robes have had quite a journey in the AC3 engine games. Yes. It took them 5 releases, but then finally they fixed the outfit physics in AC3 Remastered. Yes. Yeah, they had a lot of different versions of the Altair outfit. Sorry. Ospot is asking, what is the significance of that Isu device in the Grand Temple? Is it a gateway to the Grey? Please be more specific. You're almost about to die, Sarah. Careful. That was good. Which device in the Grand Temple? I would imagine you're talking about the pedestal with. Hello, James. Welcome to the stream. Bonjour, bonjour. I would imagine, Ospot, you were talking about the pedestal with the sphere, the glowing ball. The pedestal. Pretty much, yes. Like the pedestal had many functions. So by touching it, Desmond activated the global Aurora Borealis device, or more likely or more specifically, by touching it, he transferred his conscience within the Grand Temple machinery and then into the Grey, and in exchange Juno activated the global Aurora Borealis device, and touching that pedestal allowed her to get out of the Grand Temple machinery and out of the Grand Temple in general. And the global Aurora Borealis device pretty much created this sort of field, or like this sort of protection that allowed the Earth not to be hit by the solar flare in 2012, and also in well, not in 2020, but yeah, also in 2020. Thank you, Atef. Thank you for joining us. Was nice to see you again. So we are entering a mission. Excellent choice of outfit for Arno there. Chef's kiss James is saying.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. It's actually the only one we had in here other than Arno's traditional outfit, because this is our PC Unity, so we don't have our main save with tens and hundreds of hours in there, so we only have 2 outfits as of now, and we're going back to Unity after so many years, so that was a way to tackle the problem. You're welcome, Spot. If you have any other question, feel free to ask them. I'm here for those, especially the lore ones. And now we are entering the mission that was actually shown for the first time at Gamescom 2014. We were actually there, and we actually saw a demo guy showing it to us and a few other people. Well, not a few, a lot of other people. You had to wait in queue for hours. Back then, we also got access to a behind the closed door demo about one of the heists. Let's see if Sary can be stealthy enough and not attract attention. Can you?
I doubt it.
You doubt it?
Yeah. You know me.
Yeah. Plus, we don't remember any button here, so who knows? Hello, Kaze! Kaze Kage! Welcome to the stream. You made it this time as well. How's it going? Chris is asking, do you think Odyssey was too big? Near the end, I felt like I was forced to play side quests in order to reach a certain level and progress the story. I agree for the most part, yes. I personally didn't feel the grind, but I saw a lot of people saying that if you really like to just go through a bunch of the story, you need to do a lot of side quests. I am the kind of player that usually does side quests in the area where they are, which doesn't mean I also do all the side quests, but I do some side quests to get a taste of the environment and the people that are there. So I never felt the need to finish, like to grind and forcibly do the side stuff. But surely Odyssey negated the fun to go through the main story without doing side content, for sure. Well, Valhalla does not do that, and now they have also added some very easy difficulty settings that will allow you to play the story faster, which I believe is a very good addition. And also any kind of additional option is always a good thing, I think, in games. Which of course then was corrupted by Bastille to overprotect the Earth. Yes, that's what Basim did to find a way to be released and reunited with his own love. By the time I beat Odyssey, I noticed that there were large areas I didn't unlock, unlike past games. Yeah, Odyssey's game was huge. The world was huge, and I'm pretty sure I have not completed the main, the the side quest for every area in Odyssey. I wasn't able to, and I spent a lot of time there because I was already recording gameplay for some of the videos that we did on ATA. That were focused on gameplay rather than story. But at some point I had enough. I couldn't play any more missions there. Servalance Flowers, welcome to the stream. Buonasera. Wow. Welcome to the stream. So nice to see you. I didn't expect that plot twist. So many members from the Assassin's Creed Twitter community. Well, not only Twitter.
I feel like I have to perform now.
You have to perform now, yeah. No pressure, no pressure. I think we attracted some Twitter fans by having a Unity thumbnail instead of the, you know, magic guys from the mythology. Guess who told Servalan that you were streaming Unity? James, thank you. Thank you so much. Kagemom Jinsu. Things are well for me, but I got denied admission. Oh no! From a university that I applied to. I hope you got more chances in the future though. That's super bad. So sorry for that. But like you said, on the bright side, you're finally getting Horizon Forbidden West. I'm pretty much salty about that because I want to play that as well. But I have to find a PS5 and I still can't. So, pretty jealous about that. Saitama, is that you? Why? What happened? Oh, were you punching people?
Maybe.
You didn't recall? You don't recall?
No.
I think what disappointed me the most about Odyssey was the gameplay. The grindy nature of the game wasn't for me. I do agree with that. I mean, the gameplay was I didn't like that, and because I'm a lore fan, the fact that the gameplay didn't always make a lot of sense didn't click for me. Like I said, I didn't feel any grindy nature to the game because I naturally play side stuff, which is also why I tend to finish games very late compared to the majority of the community, which also makes me even slower in creating analysis about them. Horizon will help. It's a very relaxing and best of luck. I agree. I can't wait to play Horizon as well. So what are we doing now? Are we still doing the... Because I'm not following everything. Are we still doing the mission with Belek? Yes. Okay. So this was the second part. I remember back then at Gamescom 2014, this was not playable. They had a demoist showing us the entirety of this mission, which was also made available online. And we said already, this is worrying. If they are actually showing this demo, they're not making this playable, but it's a demoist, like a person from Ubisoft that is actually showing the demo. It means that you cannot follow any other path than the main one, which is worrying. It meant that in August of 2014 the game was not in an awesome state, which actually then showed when the game released. But yeah, it's nice to see it in its full splendor now that it's super patched and super working properly, hopefully. And I love all the animations that Arno does in any kind of jump, in any kind of controlled descent.
Need a break?
Nothing says thoughtful meditation like a thunder shot to the face. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think I saw some videos where you can actually have some of the machines in Horizon battle each other, so it can be relaxing if you can have the machines fight each other and then you sit down and relax. Then it is really relaxing. You can get some popcorn. Would you consider streaming Horizon Forbidden West when you have a PS5 in the future? I would like to, but I mean, Access the Animus is mostly focused on AC, so unless we turned into something else like Access the Universe, as we were suggested by a friend, and we deal with more games, that could be the case, but probably not now. I could maybe personally stream the Horizon, but I don't have a lot of free time, so I mean, I would love to analyze Horizon at some point. From a lore perspective, I think the last 3 games have had some awesome ideas. They just get executed so badly at times, and then it looks rushed and messy. Yes, Meglin, I 100% agree. Origins had some good ideas. It could have so many more ideas. For example, the Hidden 12 concept that was never actually produced. And now we're going to the assassin hideout. Yeah, Origins had a lot of cool ideas. Odyssey could deal much better with the Greek mythology and the Isu there. It could have a lot more cool stuff. The idea of the spear was cool, and that it could be upgradable. That was nice. I really liked the Cult of Cosmos story, but the execution was not really good. And I wouldn't say the same goes for Valhalla, but I would say the same goes for the post-launch of Valhalla. They did try to copy the Nemesis system from the Shadow of Mordor games with the mercenaries, but the mercs were just regular mini-bosses with no personality whatsoever. Yes. You can't give a personality just by some text, especially when they are just randomly generated characters. A lot of stuff in bless you. A lot of stuff in Odyssey was procedurally generated. So yeah, you can buy one of the swords here, or the huge weapons. Access the Zero Dawn alpha clearance. I would love that. Access the Focus was nice. I was actually thinking of that as a joke, because it's like the Animus in a way. I mean, it's not like the Animus, but it's a synecdoche. It's like a part for the everything. Like, it's one of the elements that very much represents. Is that a synecdoche? It's one of the parts that represents Horizon as a whole. Someone here who have AC Valhalla in the PC and have the DLCs, if you have, can you send me... Oh, okay, no, I can't talk about that. Let's not... Adzai, please don't mention that. It's best not to talk about that kind of stuff in the chat. What weapons have you picked? You haven't?
Random.
You don't recall what you picked?
No.
Was it a sword?
Yeah.
Okay, so at least
And I have the pistols now.
you have the pistols now. Good.
Don't seem terribly fond of this.
He's a politician.
Unity's free running system is my favorite out of all the AC games, but the story was severely lacking in my opinion. I think that they cut some stuff from here. I mean, they cut stuff from every game, of course. That's the nature of game development. I think that it had a lot of, like, it is an assassin dream in that you play the assassin fantasy through and through. There's an assassin council, you get missions, you get assassination missions, but you also feel, especially from the mid game onwards, you feel that it's rushed because some stuff could not be done properly, or it wasn't the more time was needed to flesh out the game, and it had to be released. So sadly, Unity is what it is, but it's an amazing game as it is. Anyway, Valhalla's problem was the choose your main quest, making the wider world not actually be there, if you get me, like references to the events already completed. Yeah, I get what you mean. But it's always a difficult situation choosing how to tell the side stories compared to the main one. You want the side stories to be connected to the main story, but you also want them to tell a story of their own, and at the same time you don't want them to feel, you don't want the side story to be told after you're completed the game. Like if the story takes into consideration events that happen before the ending, you want to play the side story before the ending, but leaving more player agency means that the side story can also be played after the main ending, and that can result into some into the side content not clicking perfectly. I guess that's an issue that devs are facing all the time. I'm calling it Reda will return in AC Infinity and there will be no explanation as to why he's there. Well, we have an explanation. We have an explanation about Reda returning in different time eras. We don't know how he did it, but we know that he did it, at least. So there is a semblance of a justification for that. It's like they wanted an Ezio-style narrative, but boxes themselves in within the RPG mechanics. Yeah, well, Valhalla does feel like to me, a very good but still compromise between what the hardcore fans or longtime fans have been asking for and what the new fans wanted from an AC game. So it is an RPG game, but it has assassination elements. It is an RPG game, but it also have some legacy elements in there. It has stealth. It tries to be a main story, but it also has an RPG open world approach. It is a good compromise in my opinion. The natural evolution after Origins was a game set in the Roman Empire, maybe 100 or 200 years later, playing as a hidden one. Also, the mythology is the same as the Greeks, yes, but it did not happen. A lot of people were hoping for the third game in the ancient series. Maybe it was planned and then it was cut, who knows. I would have played the game in ancient Rome, even playing as Amunet, but that story was told in the comic as well. So, what do you think? Tailgate is asking, what do you think about the news that PlayStation bought Jade Raymond's studio Haven? I'm happy in a way, because now they have all the budget they need to do what they were envisioning. If I recall correctly, they mentioned that they wanted to have a game that can be played for a long time, for years, with continuous content for it. And a lot of AC devs migrated to Haven, like art director Raphael Lacoste. If I'm not mistaken, Corey May went there as well. So I can't wait to see what they're going to do, what kind of game that will be. I'm pretty happy that they now have the funding. Of course, that means also following what PlayStation, following what being a PlayStation studio requires as well for sure. But we have seen a lot of a lot of amazing games done by studios that have been acquired by PlayStation. Thank you, Thiz, for joining us. It was nice to see you. Check back next Monday. We're gonna have another Monday stream. Exploring in these AC RPG games is so not rewarding. All of them are empty. They feel empty, I would say. I would say that Valhalla does not feel empty. It depends also, because like they are huge, and so you would hope to have most of its regions, if not all of the regions, have stories of their own. Valhalla does have an arc for every region, so some of them are filler arcs for sure, but at least it didn't have the issue of Odyssey, where some regions were barely touched or pretty much untouched by the main story, so you don't even get there unless you really, really, really want to go there. Struggling massively with the Ragnarok. Here comes the memories of the demo. Do you happen to have a video about the entire timeline of the Isu? I love learning about their history from the beginning until present time. We don't, but man, you're ruining my plans. It was one of the plans I've had a few months ago. I've never started it, honestly, but Sary is looking for something.
Where am I?
Where you are?
Yeah.
You are here, I think.
I lost Paris. I'm in Versailles. I will go back.
Oh, you need to go back to
Paris.
To Paris. I think that in front of there should be a fast travel there. Is it the I don't remember anything. James, can you Oh, that's the I think that's the fast travel to Paris. There's a carriage that allows you to go there. Wow. Yeah. The P on the map. Yeah, thank you, James. Yeah, you should clip this and send it to Sebastian, and he will love us, both of us. Please don't travel back to Versailles again.
He wouldn't be proud of me.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would expect Sebastian to say, "Oh, it's fine if Mother doesn't remember that, but if I don't remember that, I am cancelled." And that's it. Forever. I just want to see Bayek visiting Amunet in Rome for the tasting wine thing they've talked about in the Hidden Ones DLC. Rome, especially the ancient Rome, is great for an AC game. Yes. I don't know why they haven't done it yet. Probably because they have already done Rome in Brotherhood, and they had ancient Rome in the comics and also in the ending of Origins. Actually, at some point I would like to see ancient Rome anyway. It would be so cool to have a new story in there that can tie to Amunet and the creation of the Hidden Ones. Or maybe later, who knows. People will start saying Connor Kenway every time they reply to your messages. I mean, we would deserve it after not recalling where the fast travel is. What period of ancient Rome would you want? That's a good question. I mean, the easy answer would be Caesar, but they already did that. Let me think of this. It's a very difficult question. I would like to see Octavian, probably. And I mean, I would like a game dedicated to Brutus. His story was pretty much butchered in the comics, and his character was very much lowered in exchange for giving more story elements to
You're not in a place boy. So study your
to Aya, to Amunet, and I would like to see Brutus' story as it was envisioned in Brotherhood. And yes, that's the... Oh yeah, that's the mission from the demo.
No targets unreachable.
Oh, that's the other mission from the demo that was mentioned, that was shown at Gamescom 2014. This is the first black box mission,
If you can't find a
and
weakness,
we're gonna start it, and then we're gonna probably wrap up because it's been already 2 hours. Nero would be cool as well. Yes, absolutely.
so you can take it.
It will be interesting to see an AC game with Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius would be pretty cool because they could tie that
If all other plans fail,
to
why not sacrifice yourself for the cause? Your life
to
for his,
Odyssey
for Altair.
because of the Philosopher King. Even though the Philosopher King mentioned in Odyssey, I guess, at this point, was King Alfred.
I'll do it my way.
I would love to see Marcus Aurelius.
Assassin.
That's a very nice historical period in the Roman times as well. That's a very good choice. Let's see how Sary is going to assassinate
Who knows?
Duchess. No. You could go inside of Notre Dame and hide in the confession, the real confession room. But can you enter Notre Dame? Was that a statement? That was a statement.
Yeah.
Okay. Imagine being an NPC in Unity there, hates sitting at your bedroom window, and some guy comes flying at your window and then running along your roof for some reason. A clip for you, Marco and Sary. Oh no.
What happens?
So I think that James actually made a clip of us not finding the...
No.
You have to lockpick.
Yeah, I don't have.
You
the
don't have
ability.
lockpicks. Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, so where will you enter?
Let's see.
Apparently that does happen in Venice. I love control descent in Unity. Here. Oh, but you can't.
I cannot.
There we go. Is that an entrance? Yes. Good job, Sary. Now, can you go to the confession room? The key is down below. I think you can tell you who stole this key. The key! The key! Thieves! They stole my key! I mean, I saw that demo, the video of the demo so many times. Please don't get spotted. Please don't get spotted. Hey,
Sorry.
words, lady. Alright. To unlock the unique kill, you need to loot the person. Oh. Okay, so probably we won't have time to loot the person out of the front. Oh yeah, because you need the keys to get there. Okay. Then probably you can just try and do the assassination where you can find Duchess now. Can you though? Oh, look at the game populating the areas. It is a weird experience in Unity when you are running down a street and just see a bunch of NPC load in. Yes. Not the best Yatin is saying, no, you need the keys to help the priest on the roof. So maybe you can do the confession queue? Anyway. Careful. Come on. Sary, you can do that. Look at this, hiding in a proper crowd. Isn't there a pointer to the confession thingy? What's your least favorite AC game? I'm gonna say Odyssey. I'm gonna go with Odyssey, even though I played it a long time. In terms of story, I would say it's... In terms of main games, I would say it's Odyssey. Let me think of all the AC games. Nah, I would say Odyssey. You kidding? All of them?
No.
No. Come on, come on, you can reach him. Careful. Look at this cover work. You can still do it though. Okay. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. On the other side. No! Ah, almost there. I mean, this is kind of an assassination if you're not dying. That's an assassination for you. You need to kill the other enemies, otherwise you need to.
I need to.
Yes. Otherwise the cutscene will not trigger, I would say. Come on, Sary. Well, I was thinking about the main games, not the Chronicles. Not the Chronicles game. There should be another trigger, I think. No? Not that! Come on! This smoke bomb! Come on! Yeah, doing it Jacob Fry style. That's how it is. And on that note, I think that we can actually wrap it up. Guys, thank you so much for joining us in this new Assassin's Creed Unity stream. We might stream Unity as well in the future, or shift to other games while waiting for new content. It was so nice to see you all and to see some new entries as well. So nice to see Servalan in the chat, but also all of you who have joined us. As I mentioned earlier in the stream, we have asked the question for the community reactions video. We have it still on the channel, on the community tab. If you'd like your comment to be featured in our next video, you can use the hashtag ATA Labs under the question that we asked you on the community tab here on the channel. We're going to have another video of the Dawn of Ragnarok analysis later this week, hopefully. And of course, next week around 8 p.m. CEST, we're going to have another Monday stream. So I hope I'll see you there. Thank you guys so much, and take care and have a nice day and week. Bye.